and I know you hear this a lot, Keely, but I just got to say, you are the absolute best. Thank you so much for everything you do for this team, for these calls, and even, you know, a lot of people don't know this about Keely. I've had the opportunity to watch Keely for a few years now, I feel like, and go from the very beginning to where she is now, where things are starting to open up for her, and I can tell that she's excited for the year 2020. So thank you again, Keely. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this. So, couple of things, because we got some new people on here, and this will be able to be rewatched on Facebook inside of our Facebook group. So just to give everybody an update, one of the reasons, if you were around a long time ago when we first started this Facebook group, when we were already doing these calls, but essentially it was designed to help people make more money. In fact, when we all got around and said, what can we do? Like, what should we build for everybody to be able to connect and share? And we said, well, we want to create an environment for people to make more money. And so we're like, okay, what's like the best thing we could do? And we all decided, you know what, I think Facebook would be a very good platform for everybody to be able to connect. And so we started this Facebook group. And the idea back then was to be able to see people who were making money in real estate and maybe real estate only, to see people who are making money in marketing and maybe marketing only, and also to see people who were marrying the two, right? And you'll see that the highest paid people are the ones who have been able to figure out how to marry the two and create real estate and marketing income, essentially, okay? And so this is just one of those things where, like, man, we've been doing these calls forever. Why? And we talk about the two on these calls. So why don't we just Facebook Live them? So that was the idea of starting to merge these things, because, I mean, consolidation, it's going to be more for everybody. We'll be able to field a bunch of calls and field a bunch of questions and things like that people are really facing. And so just, it'll be access to more for everybody. So we'll be having an awesome lineup Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be doing these calls and we'll be streaming them live, and they'll be indexed and searchable, all the good stuff. Okay. So to introduce, if this is the first time you've been on this call, one thing that I like to do is track my own accountability, right? And I track my accountability in my real estate business. I also track it in my Renatus business. And so some of the things that I track on a weekly basis is how often do I get in front of somebody where I'm meeting with them one-on-one in front of them, and how many people do I get in front of that I'm able to ask for the close? Real estate, sitting in front of a homeowner, sitting in front of somebody to raising private money, closing a combo, closing essentials. I mean, doesn't matter. Okay. How many people do I get in front of? And I track that. So one of the things I like to do is give a space, give an opportunity for everybody on the call that's also very excited about their future and very excited and wants to use some of the principles that I use in their own lives. And so I love to open it up and say, hey, everybody, jump off of mute, type into the comments here in the Facebook group, type into the comments of the Zoom live training here. It doesn't matter, but how many people were you able to get in front of in the last 7 days, whether it was meetings on a Thursday night, or in your area on a Wednesday night, or an intensive. We just had an intensive this last Saturday. Mark Kohler came out. I mean, standing room only in the back of that giant room down there at an Embassy Suites. I mean, tons of people. So the question is, how many people did you have? Did you get in front of either yourself or in a meeting between today and 1 week ago today on Wednesday? Okay, so if I go to my own, if I look at my calendar, let's see, I thought I already added this up, but I didn't. So I'm going to jump over here on my calendar really fast. if you're on mute, go ahead and just chime off of mute and yell it out if you're on like a phone call, or if you're on Zoom, type that into the chat box. If you're on Facebook, type that into the comments. But how many people did you get in front of or get in front of a speaker at a live event in the last 7 days? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so my number is 5. So what I would do, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on here in the chat, and holy cow, we got tons. We got tons of comments. So I'm going to report mine because I love to do this every week. And I track this too. I track this in a spreadsheet. Yeah. And so, all right. Here we go. So
hey, Daine.
We've got Keely. Keely had one. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Gilda. And yeah, I did have 4 one-on-one, but two actually. One was the first one last week, and then last night that was a follow-up one-on-one, and I had 7 online, only 3 showed up. So that's my last week.
Yeah, great job. Thanks for chiming in and chatting that.
Thank you.
So
Thank
Doug
you very
Cook,
much
we had
for
2.
this.
Sherry Ashby. Ooh, I want to talk about this too, because some people might not have might not have heard me say this before. So I am a huge proponent of reporting a goose egg, because the goose egg, when you report the goose egg, you are going to, I call them the success gods. I don't know if they're real, but it's, again, success gods are no respecter of persons, they're respecter of principle, right? And so even if I've got a big fat 0 and I report a goose egg, it's going to draw success to me in that next week, because I'm honest with myself, I'm honest with the world, the universe, the other people that are around me, right? And so naturally things are going to attract towards you. And so a couple of weeks ago, I had my first goose egg in quite a while. And so I had to jump off and report that goose egg. And so, sorry, Sherry, I'm taking so much time right here on you. I see you come off of mute, though. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and I do have a question for you later about something. So keep going.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's see. I've got a couple of people posting that they can't find the Facebook group. If you're on the Zoom, that's totally okay. Totally okay. Just stay with us and get with some of us afterwards, and we'll help you find that. Rhonda had 6. Great job, Rhonda. That's awesome. Levi had 2. Awesome. Amy had 4 guests, 3 one-on-ones, and one of which figured out a cash combo. Payday is coming your way. Congratulations. We've had, LaShawn had 1, Evan had 0. Remember, the success gods are coming your way. Cecilia had 1. Daniela had 4. Let's see. Okay. Oh, meeting with a prospect right now. Awesome. Way awesome. Okay. So the next thing that I like to do is field a question, because we're all out there working our businesses and we're talking to people, and sometimes we run into things that we've never seen before, and that becomes a frustration because we've never seen it before. We don't know how to act. There hasn't been training, and so I like to field one question, just so we have enough time to get into some nitty-gritty training as well, of somebody who's working with someone and they're stuck. They're like, how do I get past this? And that can range from, giving you some ideas, sharing a story of, maybe something I've done, or somebody else shares their story of something that's happened to them, or like, you know what, your best course of action might just be walk away, find somebody else, right? Go find somebody else who's a more low-hanging fruit. Yeah, so it sounds like I might have somebody already off of mute. Sherry, did you have a question about somebody that you are working with by chance?
I did, but you know what? I talked to Michael Huggins, gave me some advice on Monday. So if there's somebody else, I would rather for this to go. And then if you have time.
Cool. So you know who you are. If you got somebody, go ahead and come off of mute and ask your question. If you're on the phone, at *6. If you're on the Zoom platform, then you just hit the unmute button. If you're on the Facebook Live, then you're gonna type your question in here. And if I go into this, let's see. If I go into the Facebook thing, I'm gonna hear myself talking as well in the comments, but I'll watch for that for just a second. Let's see who we got. All right, you know who you are. Go ahead and come off and ask your question. I should even say Sandra had 13 guests. Congratulations. She chimed in on the Facebook group here. All right, who we got? No questions today? Or
Okay,
Sherry, are we
so
going to go with yours?
Nobody asks, yeah, you're on mine now.
All right, go ahead,
Okay.
Sherry.
Okay, so the question that I was asking Michael was about someone who said they were going to sign up for a extreme combo, and then later they said they were going to do the essentials package, and they were like, oh, when I get my bonus in December, I'll do it. Okay, and so ever since then, I've been following up with the person. So I just said, okay, well, I'll call you next month or something. So I've been following up with him, and, you know, now it's, oh, well, my bonus wasn't, you know, it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. And so, you know, maybe in another couple of months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
did they already buy their essentials?
No, they didn't buy the essentials either.
Mm.
Yes. And, okay, so in my eyes, I see this person has the credit to do it. Like already they have the credit to do it. And they just have this conversation that they don't want to put anything else on their credit, you know? And so I want to see for me, like, what is having me not get beyond that consideration, you know?
What did Michael say?
Michael said, let me just remember what Michael said. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. Well, Michael said I could talk to you. He said, ask Daine what you should do. But he said,
ask Daine.
You know, he said he might be a little hard on the person.
He said I might be a little. Oh, Michael might be a little hard.
No. He might be a little hard on the person. You know, and he's like,
okay,
so that's something comfortable with.
So here's what I would do. Right, if I was in that situation, one, and the most important one that I'm going to give you is, are you talking to anybody else also at the same time?
Yes.
Right, or is this the only person that you're working with?
Oh, he's not the only person, but yes, I am.
Okay, so you got other people too. Good. That's going to help you come from an abundant mindset, right? So anything you say to this person, let's give him a name called Fred. So anything you say to Fred is going to come from a more abundant mindset, because you're talking to other people, right? He's not the only one. And people feel that, okay? So, and so one of the things I would say is keep on bringing him to event after event after event after event. Keep on telling him the story after story after story after story of what's going on, what you're doing, what you're learning, what you're, so naturally this denotes that you're also watching your classes. Okay. And so if you're watching your classes and you're giving him live updates, right? I would do this with people like, oh my gosh, guess what I just learned, right? Here's my goals. And some of the things I'm going to share with you today in the group might also help. Okay. But keep on bringing him to stuff over and over and over again, and just gradually I hate to say wear him down, but warm him up, where he's just like, holy crap. Because we got that drive system, right? The directors, relators, the intellectuals, the drive, validators, and executives, okay? And so there's going to be things that are just going to hit his drive as he keeps on coming, and seeing and see other people and all that stuff. So I would just say, keep on bringing him and keep on warming him up, right? Because if he will, then eventually he's going to close, right? And our goal is to close everybody who is closable, because not everybody is. Yeah. But if he doesn't, like if he stops responding, then you know, he's going to go on your I'll talk to you in a little while list, right? And I'll share with you all the updates of things that I'm doing when we connect later on. Okay. So I mean, sometimes people just don't close. Okay. Sometimes, but I should also say this, and you know this person best. So sometimes when you shape up, right? You know, you put your shoulders back and you put your chest out and you say, all right, we need to do this. Right? You know you need to do this. I know you need to do this. Let's just do this. Okay, let's get this out of the way, you know, and bring it back to their goals of what they want, like why they even talked to you in the first place, right? Bring them back to that moment in time of why did you come to the first event, right? What were you hoping to see, right? So, and you bring them back to that, and then say, so why? And even further, why do you really want to get into real estate? Right, and you push on those things of why they really wanted this, okay? Because sometimes the thing they said in the first place was surface level, and if you ask them again, why do you really want that? Then you're going to get deeper, and then again you ask them the same thing, same sentence that they tell you, oh, I want this because I want to be debt free. Why do you really want that? Right? You ask them like 3 levels deep, and they're going to be like, you know what, I really want to be debt free because I haven't been debt free for the last 20 years, and I'm starting to believe it's not possible. So part of me just wants to believe that I can do something that I set out to do and believe in myself so that I can move on to bigger and better things, right? So I'm just I'm shooting in the dark, but just from all the people I've met, I mean, that's not an uncommon thing. Okay, so I do have to get started with the training. So thank you for coming off of mute there. I am going to go ahead and share my screen, and I've got some good stuff, especially because this is the launch of the first Facebook Live training inside of our group here, and I want to hit it hard. Okay, so we are January 22nd mastermind, and let's do this. All right, so let me do this. All right, so for this is the perfect time of year, right? We're January of 2020. The century has changed, and here we are, or I should say, new decade, right? And I mean, a lot of people are excited for 2020, but here's something fun, okay? Because every single one of us have talked to somebody about real estate, right? And I don't necessarily want to spend a ton of time on this, but in the years that I've done this and the 1,000 some odd people that I've talked to, I'm probably approaching 2,000 people at this moment. The few thousand people that I have talked to, every single human being falls into 4 categories, right? You may have heard me say this before, but essentially you got people who, and when it comes to investing in real estate, I should say, okay, investing in real estate, you got 4 different things, right? You got people who have a passive interest in real estate. All they want to do is be a bank, right? They don't have time. They don't want to spend time analyzing deals and making offers and all that stuff, right? So they don't have any time, but they do have money, okay? And so we got passive people, we got active people. Here are the people who they do have time. Oops, this one doesn't have time, right? They do have time, and this doesn't matter if they have money or if they don't have money, right? But this is the commodity, right? So the commodity here is money, the commodity here is time. And so here is, and I even take this a step further because, again, all the people that I've talked to, some people want to spend their time serving a real estate investor, like maybe a realtor. Some people want to, or maybe a title agent, or maybe a contractor, right? We've all met somebody who is a contractor, is like, oh yeah, like I did contracting for years for investors, and I was like, man, I want to flip the coin, I want to be the investor. And so I served investors so that I could be one someday, right? When we all hear stuff like this, I mean, these are people who are among us. And so let's see, we got insurance agents, we got inspectors, we got, let's see, what am I missing here? CPA, attorney, I mean, you name it, right? Private debt, private equity. Actually, that'd probably be closer on the passive side. Okay, but we got people, right? And then we got people who are just like me and you, and we got people who want to just be the person who goes and makes the offer and hires all of these people, the attorneys, the contractors, to fix up my property, the property manager to manage my tenants, right? So we got some people who are just like us that want to be an active real estate investor, spending our time finding deals. And whether we have money or not, that doesn't matter. The commodity is time and knowledge on this box. Okay, the third one is the person who has a property, and more specifically, they have a problem, right? You hear this all the time from some great leaders that we don't find deals, right? Real estate investors, they don't find deals, right? If that was your strategy, is to jump on the onlines and the Googles and the Zillows and the Redfins and the MLS and the the local listings, whatever, and to find deals, I mean, that's what everybody thinks. They're not there, right? No, we make deals. A real estate investor has a very big pocket, a very deep pocket, because they have learned how to make deals, right? And if you don't know what I'm saying, watch your classes. You will understand this within the first several hours of going through, I mean, almost any class in education, okay? But again, these are people who, doesn't matter if they have time, doesn't matter if they have money, they have a property and they've got some kind of problem that a knowledgeable investor can solve, right? And make a deal with this person, right? And then this one, if you're hearing this for the first time, I'll probably do a full-on training on this later on, but just for time's sake, or of what I want to get into. This last one are people who are not interested, right? And you would not believe the stories that I've got in all 4 of these boxes, right? So these are people who are not interested. Again, who cares if they have time? Who cares if they have money? These are the people that when you said the words investing in real estate, they shut you down, right? These are the people who, when you said the words investing in real estate, they got all excited and they're like, oh yeah, I want to put my money to work, or like they're like, oh yeah, like I want to do that. Oh man, you got meetings where other investors come every single week and basically run like real estate church? I want to be a part of that. And so you get people down to the meetings and Thursdays or Wednesdays or intensives and whatever it is, right? So they come down, and then eventually they're like, whatever. They start excuses, and they're just not closable, and they don't join arms with us. And so these are they end up there. So these are the not interested people, right? But here's a funny thing. In all the years that I've done this, January is one of my favorite months. And I'm one of those people that doesn't like cold. So I don't like it because of the cold. I like January because this is my time to reach out to everybody that I liked, right? If there were some people that ended up being hostile or whatever, then no, I'm not going to talk to that person. But this is the time to reach out to every single person that you have ever talked to about investing in real estate. And this is the month that you are going to be so grateful that you have a list of people who were not interested, right? And if any of you have heard me share the stories upon stories that I've got of people in the not interested box, I mean, blows my mind every single January. People are like, hey, Daine, and they say the same thing. Hey, Daine, are you still doing that real estate investing thing? I set some New Year's resolutions and I want to ask you some questions, right? It's like, oh yeah, let's talk, right? Let's talk. So I call this my not interested yet box, okay? And so every time that somebody shuts me down in real estate, or when I say the phrase investing in real estate, or if they jump over there because they fell off the radar, I put them in a very warm place in my heart, right? These people I love them. And so, I mean, just recently, you know, quick story. 6 months ago, I ran into a gentleman. His name's Cameron, and Cameron, I said, you know, I did all the stuff. I said the phrase investing in real estate, and he like shut me down really quick, right? Didn't even get to have a conversation about it, just because he's, you know, not interested. And I was like, fine, you know what? I'm gonna make a friend instead, because I'm a detective. I place him in my box, and put him in my not interested yet box, and I decide I'm gonna make a friend instead. So I made a friend with Cameron. And so Cameron and I, you know, talked and you know, hit it off, and I learned about him, and he learned about me, and then Cameron texts me. He texts me January. In fact, here, let me show you guys. Let's see, Cameron. Here we go, right there, bam. Hey Daine, I've been thinking a little bit, and I'd like to chat with you about what you do and see if it's something that I might be interested or able in doing. As far as real estate goes, I was impressed with you and your wife when we met you. Is there a time we could talk? Oh, just in case you don't remember me, here's how we met, right? Not interested box. Again, you will be grateful for how many people you put in this not interested box. I got stories of people who came back and told me, oh my gosh, Daine, you still doing that real estate investing thing? I just inherited $100,000. Hey, Daine, you still doing that real estate investing thing? I just became a realtor, title, contractor, blah, blah. Oh, well, you know what? I want to be just like you. And I want to get started in this, right? Just like Cameron. So Cameron and I are talking, and I'm bringing him to events and getting going. He put his order in. Let's see, what day was this? This is Monday. He put his order in on Monday for his cash combo, and we're moving forward with this, okay? And obviously, I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch because he hasn't put his funding in. But I've got a pretty good hunch that he might end up owning his combo and getting started in his own real estate investing business, right? And so again, this is the point I want to make today. Because number one, your goal is to just be a detective, right? So your job is to be a detective. Detective. And the only thing that you need to say to people is this phrase, investing in real estate. And then you find out which box they're in, right? And if you go around acting like a detective, right? Detectives don't care where people end up. Detectives care where they actually are, right? And so when you go around and just you're meeting new people, and here, let me give you a little tip on how to do this. So detectives bring this up in conversation very, very organically, right? Naturally. And here's how you do it. The acronym is FOR. F-O-R. Family, occupation, and recreation, right? And so detectives, recreation. Detectives say the words like, hey, how's your family doing? How's, this, how's that, right? Oh, man, you seem like a super sharp guy or gal. What do you do for work? And you ask them about that. And then as soon as they line it up for you, you're just waiting because you're a detective, right? You're just waiting. You got the bat there. And I wish you guys could actually see me right now. When I do this, it doesn't show my camera, but I'm one of those pacers. I'm like acting this out. I'm walking around in, my little office here. And anyway, you ask them about their work, and you're just waiting for them to line up an opportunity to say, oh my gosh, investing in real estate. Have you ever considered getting involved in investing in real estate? Okay. And so you wait for that time, and then if they don't line it up, then you say, hey, other than work, what are you most passionate about? Okay. And so as we move along and they line that up, this is, contacting new people. Or you go back to all these people and you say, hey, remember when we talked about investing in real estate? And I totally remember. Detectives are respectful, right? You got to be respectful when you're trying to do detective work. And so you call them up and you say, hey, I remember, back in the day or years ago, months ago, weeks ago, I don't care. I remember that you weren't, this wasn't really your thing to get into investing at this time for you, right? I just wanted to check up on you. I want to tell you a story. And so you tell them a story. of somebody that you met that did something cool, or you tell them a story of somebody that you met and you solved their problem. And at the end of the day, that person, I mean, all I'm talking, you guys know this, all I'm talking about is that you did a real estate deal, or you talk about somebody else that did a real estate deal, or you talk about somebody else that you know, started serving investors or started paying down their house or debt, you know, using velocity banking. You talk to somebody else who you know, where you're like, oh man, I found somebody who just was dying to put their money to work. Right? You just tell a story, right? So you tell them the story, and then you ask them the question, you know, like, so that's not something that you are interested in anymore, or still, is it? Anyway, you basically just fact check them, right? You just check and see, where are they at still? Because this is the time of year that people are thinking about it, right? And I just heard myself say my what do they call it, my phrase. I keep on saying the word right, right? And because I say that, I'm going to stop it, right? Somebody start counting. Okay. So you go back to all these people that you've ever talked to, and you just see where they're at, right? See how they're doing. You tell them a story of things you're learning, things you're doing, things that other people are learning, and you see where they are. And because you see where they are, some people are going to be like, holy crap, that is so cool. I've actually been thinking about you. This happens every year. I've been thinking about you. I've been watching you, or whatever it is. I need to do something this year. I absolutely need to do something this year. And all you do is say, tell you what, we got this thing going. I want you to meet this person on, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it is. You should come down and come with me. And so this is the time of year. What time is it? Well, we got a couple minutes here. This is the time of year where people are thinking about it. So on every single one of your radars should be people that you have already talked to, but also, I mean, be thinking about, like, this is the year, 2020 is the year where you get to be a detective. And 2020 is the year where you will achieve your goals, because on the other end of these things, all of them equals money. Because a good detective helps each one of these people, and they choose who they are. A good detective helps each one of these people get exactly what they want. And when you help them, it equals money. And do you know what money equals? Because again, we all know what money is, right? Money is just a tool. It's not about the money. Money equals my goal. Money equals, even a step further, going part-time at my job. Money equals quitting my job, maybe. Money equals that dream vacation. Money equals that new car I wanted, whether it's the dream car or just something that's good and decent and nice, and you know, the like Mark Kohler talked about this weekend, the Prius. Okay, it doesn't matter, right? Money is not. I feel like most people I meet have this relationship with money where it's like money's the most important thing. No, money's just a tool. Money's not good. Money's not bad. Right? We become, and this is how we become this. When you become somebody that deserves money because you care about other people, money comes. And money is just a tool to utilize in order to realize your energy, the energy that you are moving towards, whether that's going part-time or getting the car, or if I even share one of mine, like one of the things that I want, that I'm going to hit, And it's interesting because even though now I have the means to just like go out and get whatever I want, I still go out and set a goal and say, how am I going to make extra to go and get this, right? So the next thing that I want to do is I want to get me a sweet mountain bike for 2020 that I get to go ride. This isn't just any mountain bike. This mountain bike is going to pedal me up the mountain, right? With a little motor thing on it, a little battery powered motor thing, and pedal myself up this mountain, right? Now, I should even say this. 2020 will not only be the year that you become a very good detective and help people get to where they want to go in each of these 4 boxes when it comes to investing in real estate. But 2020 will also be the year that you achieved, and I say that with past tense, the year that you achieved your goal because of how many people that you were able to place in one of these boxes. Or if I rephrase that, 2020 will be the year that you achieve your goal because of how many people you shared your vision with, how many people you shared your goal with, okay? And whether, I just said it again, and whether you share your goal of how many of these you're going to help, or let me zoom way out here, whether you share the goal of how many of these you're going to help, or how many of these you're going to help, or how many of these you're going to help, or if you share your goal on the front end, right? There's a lot of different ways to share your goal. Oh yeah, I want to help 3 people place their money, or basically 3 people that are looking to place their money in a real estate deal connect to a real estate deal. Or I want to help 3 people in the next month who want to invest in their very first real estate deal to get on the path of doing so. Or I want to help 3 people who already invest in real estate but want to take that to the next level, get on a path where they can start scaling using other people's money. Because a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people get stuck in there. If they're already investing in real estate, they want more. Not everybody wants more. I would put that person in my not interested box, right? And I would love them. But if they want more, like Mike Kessler, right? I'm not sure if he's on this call, but Mike Kessler did like 90 some odd real estate deals before he ever forked out $20,000 for Renatus. 90 some odd deals. Why in the world would he want to buy Renatus? Because of the value that it gave him in being able to do more of all of this. And so, again, I say this in closing. 2020 will be the year that you learned how to be a detective and share your goals with each one of the people in these boxes that caused them to act, that caused them to say, oh my goodness, I want to be a part of this. Oh my goodness, like, thank you so much for making this offer on my home. I thought that the bank was going to foreclose and they were going to kick me out of my home. Thank you for showing up and making this offer and helping me get out of this sticky situation, right? This will be the year that your goals are realized because of how many people you spoke to. And not just spoke to, but the people that you spoke to in an educated way as a real estate investor. So again, this is the year that this will happen for you, because again, the success gods are no respecters of persons. It's principle. At the end of the day, it's always principle, which means anybody can go and create success. All right, so I got to jump over here, and we probably have a few chats that I need to respond to here. Let's see. January. Would I recommend texting or calling them? No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Call them, text them. Just get a hold of them, right? I would usually say, because again, if you all can feel my energy on this call, you can feel the energy behind it. Even though we're not even in person, you can feel my energy, then it's going to go a lot farther. right? Naturally, your energy will go a lot farther. And wherever your energy is going to come back to how they react as well, right? It all comes back to energy. And so if you call them, probably the best. But if you don't feel like calling them, then of course don't not call them. Just text them. And if they don't answer, then maybe shoot them a text. You know, either way. So great question there. Hey Dan, is there any way we can have a talk about me? The question is, shoot me a Facebook message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Let's see, what's the person's name is talking? My name is Daine. Thanks for asking. Let's see, oh, there you go. When you're talking to a Renata Sleeve that doesn't live near a great community, what do you send them to learn about us? So there are so many ways to jump on and send them calls and send them recordings and send them stuff. I mean, we got stuff going on all the time that you can send them, either a webinar that's live, or you can send them recordings, stuff like that. So talk to either your 5-star and ask them, hey, what's something that we're doing that we're sending out, or talk to anybody that you know that is doing stuff in either your area, whatever it is, and find some of those things and start sending those out. Okay. And all right, actually, let me check the Facebook group as well, because we might have some comments here. Keely, have you been looking at the Facebook group at all by chance? Is there anything I need to jump on? And let's see. Okay, cool. No, we're good. Cool. So thank you all. Happy Wednesday. So excited. So excited for the year 2020. Let's do this. And most importantly, share your successes. Inside, when as we're all a part of these Facebook groups, as we're all part of this conglomeration of people, jump on the Facebook group and give your own testimonials as well. This is why we designed this. And share the people that you're working with. Share this, ask for, anyway, interact, engage. Because this is where we're all going to help each other go far. And we're super stoked. So again, thank you all for being on here. And I will see you all next week. And tomorrow we've got Wanda. We've already been able to share just a little bit about her. She's going to do amazing. And so be on here, 8 a.m. Mountain Time on Facebook Live or on Zoom, either way. And we look forward to it. Thank you all again, and we'll talk to you soon.